Russia and China are competing to mine natural resources in the Arctic as the region becomes more accessible due to global warming. The Arctic is a rich source of minerals and fossil fuels, which are crucial for powering the world's economy. Both countries are investing in infrastructure to support their operations, but the pursuit of resources must be balanced with responsible and sustainable practices to avoid harming the environment. The competition for resources in the Arctic has the potential to shape the geopolitical landscape and impact global economies for years to come. Russia is heavily investing in Arctic mining projects, including the Vostok Coal project, which aims to extract up to 30 million tons of coal annually, making it one of the world's largest coal mines. Additionally, Russia's Yamal LNG project is exploring oil and gas reserves in the region, expected to produce over 16.5 million tons of liquefied natural gas per year. These projects pose significant environmental risks, and their geopolitical implications are noteworthy. As the Arctic becomes increasingly important, Russia's investments will play a critical role in shaping the future. When does it start? As the global demand for rare earth metals surges, China has been heavily investing in mining operations in Greenland, which is home to some of the world's largest deposits of these valuable minerals. Rare earth metals are essential in various high-tech applications, including smartphones, electric vehicles, and wind turbines. China currently produces around 80% of the world's rare earth metals, which gives it a significant strategy advantage. The country has been accused of using its control of the rare earth market as a tool for political leverage, as it did in 2010 when it restricted exports to Japan over a territorial dispute. As China's influence in Greenland grows, so does its ability to control the global supply chain for these vital resources. The geopolitical implications of this trend are significant and warrant close attention. China's construction and engineering firm is teaming up with Russian titanium resources to develop a massive mineral deposit in the Arctic. The Pizhemskoye mining project is set to yield up to 6 million tons of titanium per year, making this partnership potentially lucrative. It also represents a shift in the balance of power in the Arctic region, with China now entering the fray alongside Russia. This collaboration will undoubtedly attract global attention and be fascinating to watch. The Arctic region is quickly becoming a hotbed of activity for mining and resource extraction, and one of the most significant players in this race is Rus-Titan, a Russian company specializing in mining titanium and quartz materials. Rus-Titan recently discovered the Pizhemskoye deposit in the Komi Republic, which contains the largest titanium ore reserves in Russia and around the world, making up over 80% of the country's supply. To fully leverage this valuable resource, Rus-Titan is exploring a range of transportation options, including the use of the Northern Sea Route. As this region continues to heat up, Rus-Titan's efforts to extract and transport these valuable minerals will be a crucial factor in determining who emerges as a dominant player in the Arctic resource race. China Communications and Construction Company, despite facing U.S. sanctions, has teamed up with Russian titanium resources to develop the Pizhemskoye mining project in the Arctic. This project is crucial to Russia's ambitious Arctic investment plan until 2035. With climate change and geopolitical power shifts at play, this project's outcome will be closely monitored by governments, investors, and concerned citizens worldwide. The Pizhemskoye mining project is not just about mining titanium, iron ore, and gold. It's also about creating infrastructure for transporting and exporting these materials. This includes expanding the Indiga seaport and building the Sanzagorsk, India Railway to transport materials to the Northern Sea Route. The Northern Sea Route Administration predicts that Indiga will handle 30 million tons of cargo by the end of the decade and up to 80 million tons in the 2030s, making it a crucial hub for the region's economy. Rust-Titan, in collaboration with China Railway Construction Corporation, decided to form a joint company to positively impact the domestic market by combining their skills in constructing and financing infrastructure projects. Recently, Rust-Titan has received a patent for processing titanium ores from the Przemskoye deposit, which is specific to the deposit's metallurgy. This is a significant development as China, the world's largest exporter of titanium, requires a considerable amount of titanium ore to produce the alloy. The aerospace and defense industry's need for lightweight titanium alloys is crucial to manufacturing spacecraft, missiles, and jet engines. VSMPO of Wismar was once the biggest titanium producer globally, supplying around 30% of the world's demand before Western sanctions. However, Boeing, with 40% of its titanium supplied by Russia, and Airbus, with up to 60%, were major customers, making the situation complicated. Russia has established a lithium mine in the Arctic called Como Zero. It will hold around 75 million tons of ore and aims to compensate for sanctions on other ores. However, local eco-activists have sounded the alarm that this initiative will also harm this, not the most prosperous, environment. So, Arctic? The Arctic region is home to valuable resources, including lithium, which Russia is developing with the help of Nornickel and Rosatom. Their goal is to establish a battery production industry, but this ambitious project has its drawbacks. The area lacks existing infrastructure and will impact untouched Arctic lands, causing environmental damage, according to Andrei Danilov, an advocate for the Sami people in the region. The Sami are the native population of these places. You can call them the Laplanders. They live in the area of northern Finland, Norway, Sweden, and the Kola Peninsula, which is part of Russia. While the lithium mine is promising, it's important to consider the impact it may have on the environment and the people living in that area. In addition to the environmental impact, the proposed lithium mine in the Arctic could disrupt the traditional lifestyle of local reindeer herders. The previously mentioned Andrei Danilov expresses concerns that the government will prioritize the project over the concerns of indigenous populations, and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine could expedite the process. He warns that during times of war, oppressive tactics and expedited procedures are often used to approve projects, leaving little room for the concerns of those affected. The companies planning to develop the Arctic resources may offer compensation to the locals, but it may not be enough to cover the damage caused. Nornickel has started discussions with indigenous representatives and aims to promote open communication with indigenous peoples and other companies. Nornickel held meetings with indigenous groups in Lovozero and Krasnoshili. They aim to use their experience in Taimyr to support reindeer herding in Murmansk. However, some, like Andrei Danilov, doubt the sincerity of these discussions. How it happens in reality. Did you know that some companies claim to inform native peoples about their projects, but in reality, they just tell them what will happen without mentioning that they have the right to refuse? This is what's happening in the Como Zero and Fedorovo Tundra platinum projects, which are set to significantly harm the livelihoods of indigenous communities. It's important to ensure that these communities have a voice in these projects and that their rights are respected. If you don't know, mining projects in the Arctic Circle are causing significant damage to vast areas. The competition over mining resources in the region has created tensions comparable to the Cold War. In 2007, Russia asserted its claim to untapped oil and gas reserves in the Arctic Ocean by planting a flag under the North Pole, making headlines worldwide. As countries vie for access to the Arctic's resources, tensions are rising, with China also joining the race. In fact, in 2018, China declared itself a near-Arctic state due to the impact of Arctic events on its climate, economy, and society. This competition could potentially lead to a new Cold War fought over Arctic mining. China uses a unique map projection to justify its connection to the Arctic, placing the US north of China and separating the two countries by the Arctic instead of the Pacific Ocean. This map has been used by Chinese government departments for over a decade. China's unique map projection highlights its connection to the Arctic, which it sees as a crucial region for exploiting mineral resources. Air China's Beijing to New York route would only be accurately shown on this map, emphasizing China's interests in the region. Greenland is seen as a promising partner due to its strategic location and abundant resources. Greenland is looking for foreign investment to boost its economy, with two major mineral deposits potentially involving Chinese companies. This could be a significant move for China's Arctic involvement, but the US is worried about its aggressive behavior in the region. As the Arctic becomes more accessible, countries are jostling for influence and resources in this territory. While the US recognizes Russia's interests, it emphasizes the importance of adhering to international norms and shared values. The US is engaging with Greenland through funding and cooperation on mineral sector governance, demonstrating its commitment to the region's sustainable development. Russia's military buildup in the Arctic and plans for mineral production concern the US, which is also working to develop its presence in the region. However, Russia's militarization of the Arctic has caused tensions with the US and China. While the competition for resources is a concern, the focus is mainly on Russia's increasing military presence in the area, including installing missiles on icebreakers and creating new bases. This militarization may cause further tensions as new shipping routes open up. The US is urging Russia to change its course and avoid developing offensive capabilities in the Arctic in the interest of maintaining peace and cooperation in the region. Thank you for watching to the end. Don't forget to like it and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.